Discovered 29,000 affair texts on my wife's phone, exposed her lies and took back control of my life. I'm 38 and have been with my wife, 28F, for 9 years, married for the last 3. I loved her more than life itself. We had what I thought was a great relationship. She was my best friend and my soulmate. Just last week, I saw a questionable text message on her phone, which led me to discover a text thread 29,000 messages long. Turns out, she's been having an affair, on and off, for almost 2 years. With a coworker. 2 years. I saw unspeakable messages and pictures. I've been totally destroyed. She was telling him she loved him, that they had a deep connection, etc. I feel so alone. And I have no one to talk to. She's been staying with her parents since I told her to get out of the house we owned together. We had one sit-down, we talked for about an hour. She said she wants to try to save our relationship. Wants to begin marriage counseling. Says she's cut off all contact with the other guy. She's even offered to install trackers on her phone or whatever it takes. But I don't want to play prison warden with someone I should trust. She's apologized profusely, but how can I trust anything she says now? I told her I need to be alone. That I'm not sure I even have the strength to try reconciliation. She told me she's resigning from her job to show she's serious. And not just any job, it's a prestigious, highly coveted position. I also found out the other guy is married with a child. I reached out to his wife today. She had no idea. We cried a little over the phone. It actually felt good to talk to someone, even though I hated being the one to drop that bomb on her. Update. She came over last night to talk. Apparently, our marriage wasn't as good as I thought. She showed me a diary she's kept for years, filled with entries about our issues, things I brushed under the rug. I was shocked. I didn't realize how long she had been keeping these thoughts to herself. It's almost like I forced myself to forget the bad times. She's been seeing a therapist. I always knew that. What I didn't know is that she was suicidal briefly. She showed me a timeline with dates and data, supposedly to back up her version of events. According to her, the affair was on and off over almost 2 years, but they were only sexually active for about 1 year. That doesn't excuse anything. Honestly, it made me feel worse. She respects our separation but wants to avoid divorce. When I brought up the possibility, she said she'd give me a clean break if that's what I needed to heal, no resistance. We've already split everything 50-50, so it wouldn't be a messy divorce. The house is the only thing. We built it together, brand new construction. It's our dream home, and it's perfect. She now says she won't fully resign, but will step down and transfer to a new department to avoid the other man. That would come with a $30,000 pay cut. We do the same job and make nearly the same income, but her earnings ceiling is much higher than mine. Some days I think, there's no way I can take her back. Then I think, maybe I absolutely should try. Then I flip again. And again. And again. I have no idea what to do. I signed up for an individual therapy session. Never done that before. But I need to get clarity. She's still at her parents' place. But obviously, that won't be forever. Community advice. First up. Things I wish I had done. * go no contact for as long as you can. At least a couple of weeks. * take care of yourself. * go to a counselor ASAP. You need space to process this trauma. * good move kicking her out. * good call contacting the betrayed spouse, she deserved to know. * contact a lawyer, even if you're still on the fence. Get advice. * tell your wife you want the whole story, now, in one go. No trickle-truthing. That's just ripping open a massive wound over and over. Because here's the hard truth. She set off a nuclear bomb in your life. So you need some time to process everything. I'm sorry you guys are going through this, but you will get through it. Someone else chimes in. 2-year affair, and she was telling him she loved him? And she only admitted it after getting caught? It's over, OP. She doesn't love you. Marriage to you is her security blanket. The other man is married with a child and not really available to her, but she's been in love with him for 2 years. Ask yourself honestly. If you were the one who was single or divorced, do you think she'd be trying to save your marriage? Yeah. Let that sit. Another commenter adds, you got with her when she was 19, and you were about 29. That's a big maturity gap, and that can create a lot of long-term issues. It's different than, say, a 38-year-old dating a 28-year-old, because in that case, both have usually been independent adults for years, maybe had serious relationships before. Not so when the younger partner is only 19. At 19, your worldviews aren't even fully formed. And she latched on to yours. Another community member wants to say this. There's something important that every married victim of cheating needs to know. Getting a divorce and choosing whether to give her a second chance are not the same decision. Regardless of whether you want to try again or never see her again, you should divorce her. Why? Because you need to protect yourself. You need to make sure she's committed to you, not to avoiding the consequences of losing her legal status as your wife. If she really wants to fix this, she'll be willing to give you an easy, fast divorce. You yourself said you thought she was your soulmate. That things were great. She cheated on you for the majority of your marriage, and you had no idea. How could you trust anything she says now? One more person adds. First off, I am so sorry this happened to you. Deep down, you already know what to do. She was cheating on you for over 2 years. That's not someone who's remorseful. That's someone who's just sorry she got caught. Had you not discovered that message thread when you did, it would still be going on. Contact a divorce lawyer. And please, get tested. Make sure she doesn't quit her job either. If she resigns, it could complicate spousal support or asset division if you proceed with divorce. You don't owe her comfort. You owe yourself healing. And now, the community gets blunt. 29,000 text messages. That's like discovering the entire Harry Potter series in SMS format, except instead of magic, it's full of lies and betrayal. Let's talk about her resignation plan. She's quitting her job to avoid temptation? Sure. And Voldemort's taking up gardening. And the diary? Cry. Me. A river. Congratulations, you just stumbled across the director's cut of your marriage. Complete with deleted scenes, audio commentary, and behind-the-scenes breakdowns. She may be offering a clean divorce now, but remember, just because the dishes look clean doesn't mean they're not covered in betrayal residue. You deserve more than a partner who treats your trust like a game of Jenga, pulling one block at a time until it all comes crashing down. So take those individual therapy sessions like shots of truth serum. Find your clarity. And remember, this was never about whether you were enough. This is about someone who chose to throw away something sacred for nothing but momentary ego and lust. You're not broken. You're just waking up. Have you been in a situation like this? How did you handle it? What finally gave you peace? Thanks for reading. If this story helped you or resonated, consider sharing it. Someone else might need to hear that they're not crazy. They're just finally seeing the truth. When life hands you lemons, you don't make lemonade. You squeeze those suckers into the eyes of anyone who tries to deceive you again. Up next, OP's doorbell camera had enough of his cheating girlfriend's lies and excuses. Our breakup was cover for an affair that wrecked 2 lives. We had been together for 8 years. Moved to a new state. Perfect couple. Planned to get married, yada yada. And then, a month ago, she, 30F, broke up with me, 34M. At the time, she lied about the reason. Gave all the usual excuses. You're not right for me, I need to find myself, you deserve better. And I, like a fool, believed her. I was ready to just move on and let her go. I came back to get my things, ready to pack up and be done. But out of the blue, a mutual friend, Kathy, reached out and said, "We need to talk." Turns out Kathy had been left in the dark, after her husband suddenly left her. She knew me through social media, saw that my ex and I had broken up, and we started piecing together the real story. Our breakups happened on the same day. Kathy's husband was the same man my ex had been messaging. They met at Kathy's wedding, where I and my ex were in the bridal party. What started with messages and secret dinners ended with both of them dumping us and running off together. They got married a few weeks later and hid this mutual betrayal from us. But wait. It gets worse. Kathy got diagnosed with cancer between her wedding and her breakup. You can't write this kind of crap. It's like a Shakespearean tragedy with a TikTok filter. Also, while they had a wedding, they never signed the legal documents. So there's no legal tie between them. Just vows built on lies. My part? I had gone back to stay with family. Unbeknownst to me, they were coming over to our house, and doing who the hell knows what. She covered the doorbell camera, but my Echo Dot still picked up voice commands. All circumstantial evidence points to an ongoing affair. Now, they don't know we know. Kathy and I wanted to confront them, separately but simultaneously. I don't even know what I want out of the confrontation. I want revenge. I want to at least ask her to come clean to my face, and then I'm out the door for good. We're selling the house anyway. I want to publicly post my experience, humiliate her, and warn her future partners that this is what she's capable of. My biggest gripe? She tried to justify it. If I break up with you before we start sleeping together, then it's not cheating. I disagree. It started the second she set eyes on him at his wedding. And then she tried to make me feel like I was the guilty one. Shame on you. You ruined my life. You ruined 2 lives. One of them, Kathy, has F******ing cancer. Eat rocks. I'll never trust her again. Update. First off, thank you to everyone who supported me after my last post. Looking back, I was in the darkest place of my life. And a lot of you pulled me back from the edge of self-destructing with revenge. That said, a quick PSA. There's some bad advice in these communities. Please remember, it's hard to give good advice when we're all in the hole together. The confrontation. Kathy, the betrayed wife, and I decided to confront our respective exes separately, but at the same time, when they returned from their honeymoon. Before then, I moved all my stuff out of the house and into an apartment. Then I relocated to my parents' place. Furniture I couldn't take? I gave it to a neighbor my ex absolutely loathed. Petty? Yes. Satisfying? Absolutely. I got it all out just before she returned, so I could sit back and enjoy confrontation day from the comfort of a hotel room. When it was time, Kathy confronted her ex-husband in person. It was civil. She needed to coordinate her return to get cancer treatment and pack up her stuff. Me? I went digital. I sent my ex 2 texts. 1. Utilities shut off in a few days. 2. Kathy's husband will be moving in now that I'm gone, and I have zero trust. The only reason I'm saying anything is for your cat, the one I loved. Then the final text. I know what you did. And I know what you are. Don't talk to me again. Then I waited. The typing bubble appeared. I blocked her everywhere. That night, I got more than 4 hours of sleep for the first time in weeks. The doorbell finale. The next day, my ex tried to reach out through the doorbell camera. She waited dramatically long before speaking. All she got out was, I don't lie. Before the recording hit its max time limit. Perfect. Emotional aftermath. Since putting distance between me and her, I've felt better, at least day to day. I'm sleeping again. But every night is still a nightmare about her. We were together for 8 years. It's a deep, profound grief over the life I thought we had, and the life I thought we'd have. This was so out of character for her. I keep looking for mistakes I made. But the truth is, she made the choice. Kathy moved back in with her parents. We check in from time to time. She's been through way more than I have. She's got more grief, and more anger, toward my ex than toward her own husband. Which, honestly, says a lot. So no, I didn't make lemonade. I took life's lemons and squeezed them into the eyes of two liars. Then walked away with my head held high. Final words. If you're reading this and you're going through something similar, you're not alone. But please, don't let anyone gaslight you into silence. Your pain is real. Your betrayal is real. And your healing? That part is yours alone. I don't blame her, but I see her clearly now. I don't blame her, not really. She may not feel it, but I think she is improving. Since getting distance from both of us. Relationship post-mortem. I've done the friendship touring. I've done the trauma sharing. And through that process, I've found genuine support. People who showed up, listened, cared. I'm incredibly grateful. I also found new truths about the person I thought my ex was. Through mutual friends, through her past exes. Let's just say, a lot of red flags started waving in retrospect. What she did to me? Turns out, it wasn't new behavior. What she did to her prior ex, I knew some of it. But there were layers I didn't see. Some misleading details. Some well-spun narratives. And yeah, I ignored a lot of red flags. How she was oddly secretive about me in the early months. How she occasionally reached out to her ex, even during our relationship, begging him back, stalking him, even. How every falling out with a friend or partner always had a script where she came out looking like the misunderstood one. How so many of her relationships, even friendships, felt transactional. How she'd guilt-trip people to exhaustion. I didn't want to believe it. But now, I see it clearly. Post-confrontation fallout. Of course, the trickle-truthing hasn't stopped. Mutuals are telling me that she's already crafted her post-breakup narrative. She didn't cheat. She moved on fast. Her husband broke up before they were married, legally at least. I didn't do anything for 8 years, so I deserved it. Let's break that down. She moved on fast. Yeah, like a speeding bullet, straight into someone else's wedding vows. He broke up before they got married. Sure, if by broke up, you mean conspired in secret, then dropped 2 innocent people like hot bricks before posting honeymoon photos. I didn't do anything for the relationship. That's like saying someone deserved to get hit by a meteor because they forgot to water the plants once. Give me a break. Her house of cards is shaking. Look, I've already told the people I care about. But the cracks are forming on her side. People at work are asking questions about the new relationship. And oh, did I mention? My ex and her new guy. Still co-workers. That won't be awkward at all. Kathy's husband got married months ago, trying to keep his image clean. But you can only hide the smell of lies for so long. Meanwhile, I'm good. I'm staying busy. My career is promising. And I brought all the emotional stability to our relationship, not her. Honestly, this might be the best thing that ever happened to me. It'll hurt for a while, sure. But in the long run? I'm going to be in a much better place than she ever will be. I don't know if I'll update again. But I want to say this. Thank you. To everyone who gave advice, support, or just listened, you helped me stay grounded and sane. And to you, OP. I gotta hand it to you. You handled the aftermath like a pro. You moved out? Cut off contact. Sent that glorious. I know what you did and I'm out. Text. Watched her get cut off mid-denial by her own doorbell camera. Chef's kiss. Let's talk about her. I moved on fast. Story. More like. I jumped headfirst into another man's vows and lit 2 lives on fire on the way down. And her claim that you deserved it? Laughable. Her lies are unraveling faster than a sweater in a room full of kittens. And soon, her little house of cards will come crashing down around her. Meanwhile, you'll be sipping cocktails on the deck of the SS. New beginnings, watching the sunset over a calm sea of limitless potential. So here's to leaving the drama behind. To becoming the captain of your own ship. And setting sail toward a life that's healthier, freer, and far more joyful. If your ex ever tries to crawl back, remind her. You're not docked in her storm anymore. Cheers to new beginnings and brighter tomorrows. What do you think? What would you have done? Comment below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next chapter. See you next time.